Hi everyone, my name is Matt. I'm the youth and family pastor at Cornerstone Church in Marshfield. I'm here today with your Cornerstone Connection, a daily devotional. As I begin today, I just want to ask you this question because I know I feel this way and perhaps you do too at times and on certain days. But isn't there just some days you wake up and the day gets going and you feel like just about everyone and everything is against you? We have these days sometimes, right? And it might start in our home, and then as you step outside of your house, you drop your kids off at school, or you're going to work, or whatever you're doing, it just seems like nothing changes. And it just feels like, man, you are just being assaulted that day by everyone and everything. It's just everything that could go wrong does go wrong, right? Well, as we turn our attention to the book of Psalms, we go to Psalm 94. I want to read to you the entire psalm, because no doubt the psalmist is feeling this way, and probably to a much greater degree than I have ever felt it. But this is what is true for the psalmist. And so I want to read this, and I also want us to turn our attention to what does he do in the midst of having these kind of days, in the midst of feeling like everyone and everything is against him. What does he do? And then what can we do? All right, so here we go. Psalm 94 says this: "The Lord is a God who avenges. O God who avenges, shine forth. Rise up, judge of the earth. Pay back to the proud what they deserve. How long, Lord, how long will the wicked be jubilant? They pour out arrogant words. All the evildoers are full of boasting. They crush your people, Lord. They oppress your inheritance. They slay the widow and the foreigner. They murder the fatherless. They say, the Lord does not see. The God of Jacob takes no notice. Take notice, you senseless ones among the people, you fools. When will you become wise? Does he who fashioned the ear not hear? Does he who formed the eye not see? Does he who disciplines nations not punish? Does he who teaches mankind lack knowledge? The Lord knows all human plans. He knows that they are futile. Blessed is the one you discipline, Lord, the one you teach from your law. You grant them relief from days of trouble till a pit is dug for the wicked. For the Lord will not reject his people. He will never forsake his inheritance. Judgment will again be founded in righteousness, and all the upright in heart will follow it. Who will rise up for me against the wicked? Who will take a stand for me against evildoers? Unless the Lord had given me help, I would soon have dwelt in the silence of death. When I said my foot is slipping, your unfailing love, Lord, supported me. When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy. Can a corrupt throne be allied with you, a throne that brings on misery by its decrees? The wicked band together against the righteous and condemn the innocent to death. But the Lord has become my fortress and my God, the rock in whom I take refuge. He will repay them for their sins and destroy them for their wickedness. The Lord our God will destroy them." So perhaps as you hear this psalm read, or you're following along with me, you're going, man, my issues are small. And indeed, many times our issues are small, especially when we compare them to some of the things that the psalmist went through and the struggles there. But let's not worry about comparison. Let's look at what he did in the midst of the difficulty, in the midst of being up against those he calls wicked and evil. And we see in verses 16 all the way through verse 23 that the psalmist is going to God to be his refuge, that when his foot was slipping, he went to God, and God's unfailing love was the one that supported him. When anxiety was great within him, God's consolation, he went to God, and God's consolation, his words, his support, his love brought him joy in the midst of difficult circumstances. Friends, in Proverbs chapter 12, verse 25, one of my favorite proverbs says this: "Anxiety weighs down the heart, but a kind word cheers it up." Friends, maybe you're feeling anxious today. Maybe it feels like today everything and everyone is against you. My hope and my prayer for you is that somebody would give you a kind word, an encouraging word that would lift your spirit, lift your soul. But even if somebody that you see today doesn't do that, my encouragement to you is to go to God, to go to his word, to find his words to support you and bring you out of that anxiousness, and to support you when your foot is slipping. Because guess what, friends? We have God's consolation. We are given his word. And what he wants you to do in your struggle, in these days that feels like everybody and everything is against you, is to come to him. And he will be your refuge. He will be the rock that you can stand on. And he will give you the strength and the support that you need today. And just maybe, you'll have joy in the midst of the anxiety. Have a great day, friends. We'll see you next time on the Cornerstone Connection.